Hello everyone, and a massive welcome to the channel. Another video from the bedroom bay window. This is actually my second time trying to record this video. The first time I had it all filmed, I had it all edited. This was like last week sometime, and then I had an issue with what I used to edit with. It kind of just had a little crash moment on me, and I basically lost the edit. So I just thought, I'm gonna refilm it. Anyway, welcome to the channel. Welcome to today's video. For today's video, what I want to do is do a little bit of a reflection on the absolutely insane, crazy year that has been 2024. We've had a lot of downs this year, but there's also been some happy moments as well. You know, it's not all been doom and gloom, I suppose. And also looking forward to 2025 and what I would like to happen from 2025. Now, the first half of the year was relatively quiet for me, actually. It was quite a nice first 6 months of the year, and then literally we hit June and like just wildness happened. Like, I can't even describe it. Just really, yeah, things started to get very, very rough and very, very difficult. A lot of bad things happened in a really short space of time. So yeah, the first half of the year was actually really, really nice. I think the first big thing that we did for this year is we did a Martin Mia trip. For those of you who don't know, Martin Mia is a holiday site owned by Haven. We have been to Martin Mia for the last few years. I've also been, you know, years and years ago as well. So it's a site we're very familiar with. And this year we actually stayed for 7 days rather than the 4 or 5 that we would normally stay for. So yeah, we added like a couple of extra kind of nights on, and we stayed like a Monday to Sunday. So that was really, really nice. We did a lot of things. It is basically in Blackpool. It's very, very close to the Pleasure Beach, to Sea Life, Madame Tussauds, obviously the seafront. So we did a lot. We did a lot of different things. And around about this same time, I was looking into my daughter's nursery, because she started nursery this year. She started nursery in September, a little bit later on in the year, but I was actually starting to do some research and ring up nurseries and whatnot back in like March, April time of 2024. And we actually confirmed which nursery she was going to quite early on in the year as well. So that was kind of all kind of going on in the background, as well as this Haven trip and stuff like that. Moving on to June though is kind of when things took a little bit of a turn for the worst, or quite a big turn for the worst, really. It's just like from June onwards, like I say, it's just been a nightmare. So June rolls around. First thing that happens is I go to a Doja Cat concert, which brilliant. I love Doja Cat, really enjoyed the concert. My husband was dropping me off at the hotel that I would be staying at, and then he would be just coming home after dropping me off. And literally on the way home, after he dropped me off, the exhaust was just scraping along the road. And my husband had to pull over. It was this whole ordeal. It was absolutely chucking it down with rain that day as well. And my daughter was very, very scared. She was in the car as well. She's only 3. So that was like a wild moment for her, I think. And that sort of kick-started the tone for the rest of the year, really, because we had to pay like £500 to get the exhaust fixed. And it's just one of those things. Cars are brilliant when they work, but a real pain in the ass when there's problems. So yeah, that happened. But the Doja Cat concert was great. At least that was good. After that, me and my husband sort of had an issue going on in our relationship, which was a big, big deal for me. I was having a lot of feelings around that, and you know, still to this day, I kind of think about what happened. I'm not going to go into detail, but I think about what happened, and I still kind of struggle with it a little bit. Like, it's still something that pops into my head a lot, and I think about a lot, and it's just one of those things that, you know, we had to try and work through this year. It's how you deal with problems in a relationship that matters. So yeah. And then next up, unfortunately, I got the really bad news that my granddad had been diagnosed with a very rare type of cancer. and it was very, very advanced cancer, unfortunately, that the doctors just couldn't treat. It was too far gone, unfortunately. And so that news was horrendous. So I don't want to talk too much about it, but obviously I can't do a reflection on 2024 without talking about what happened with my granddad. So yeah, like early July, I got that news about my granddad, and my mum had known a couple of weeks before she told me, because my granddad didn't want any of the grandchildren to know. He only told his children, and that was as far at the time as he wanted to go. So my mum couldn't tell me for a couple of weeks because that's what my granddad wanted. So yeah, that was absolutely horrendous finding that out. And then we move on to something a little bit happier, which is the Jonas Brothers concert in September. That was really, really great. We went to Birmingham, me and my mum, to see Jonas Brothers, and I really enjoyed it. It was a nice little night of nostalgia, and it was nice hearing some of their newer tracks being played as well. Yeah, it was just really, really fun night. And then unfortunately we did have an Alton Towers trip that we were going to do in the late September, which we had to cancel because, given the news of my granddad, it just didn't feel right to go away for like 3-4 nights. Jonas was okay because that was just for a night, but we didn't feel comfortable going somewhere for longer than that. So we decided to just call off the trip completely. So hopefully we get to Alton Towers next year, and also, of course, other UK theme parks as well, like the Pleasure Beach and hopefully Thorpe Park, because I still haven't ridden Hyperia. So yeah, I'm hoping to do a lot of UK theme park trips for next year. But then unfortunately November came along, and my granddad unfortunately passed away in November. So that was very difficult. So it's been a very difficult, challenging time. Like, it's close to Christmas and I don't feel Christmassy at all. Like, I feel like I can't face Christmas at the moment. We're all still very much in the grieving period. And just, it's just been very, very difficult, let's just say. Not just for me and my grief, but seeing everybody else grieve as well. That's been really difficult for me. And then obviously now, you know, we're in December, and we're literally like so close to Christmas, and I'm not organised for Christmas whatsoever. I definitely don't feel very Christmassy, and I'm just sat there thinking, how the hell am I going to get through Christmas and New Year? I have no idea. My birthday is coming up though, and me and my husband are going away for the weekend for my birthday. I think I may have mentioned this in another video, but if I haven't, we're going away for a couple of nights, me and my husband, to the Lake District, actually, which is a very special place for us. It's where we got engaged. It's where my husband proposed. It's also where we went for our honeymoon as well. So yeah, it's a very special place to us. We're staying in the Cranley, which is a hotel that, again, means a lot to us. It's the hotel we stayed in for our honeymoon. It's the hotel we stayed in when my husband proposed. So yeah, it's a very sort of it's a hotel that's very close to our hearts, is what I'm saying, and the lakes is very close to our hearts as well. So I'm really happy that we kind of booked that trip, and this kind of brings me on to the next part of things that have happened this year. Unfortunately, we have had a little bit of bad news, me and my husband. More bad news, wow. And that is that my husband might lose his job. He might get made redundant. And obviously this is going to bring a lot of insecurity. It's going to bring a lot of financial worry, a lack of stability, let's just say. So at the moment, his workplace are trying to figure something out so that they can avoid making any redundancies. So at the moment, we're very much in limbo. The company have already laid off people, but they're kind of doing it like a department at a time. So my husband's department was, like, from my understanding, one of the last departments that, you know, management needed to make redundancies in or make changes to. So yeah, we're very much in limbo at the moment as to whether my husband is going to have a job soon or not. Is he going to be made redundant? I really hope not. Like, there's no good time to have like a threat hanging over you of losing your job, but so close to Christmas as well. It's just like, ugh, you know, everyone's like happy for Christmas, and it's just not a happy Christmas this year, guys. It's not. Like, no, neither of us are in a very Christmassy mood. So yeah, that's brought a lot of worry, a lot of stress, and we just have everything crossed. Like, please don't be made redundant. Please don't lose your job, because where my husband works, he actually really likes working there. And that's very, very rare. A lot of people go to work and they hate where they work. Like, my mum hates where she works, but my husband quite likes working where he works, you know. 2025, I just hope, is just a better year emotionally. Like, I don't want any bad news next year. Obviously next year my daughter Ellie is going to be starting school, but that's not till September 2025, so we've got a long way away to go yet. At the moment, going into 2025, my husband's job's not safe, and that is a huge, huge concern. A lot of people might think, well, if your husband's going to lose his job, is it wise for you to go away for this weekend away? It absolutely is wise for us to still go away, mainly just because if we were to cancel that now, we would lose a lot more than what we would gain. Mainly because when we booked this trip months ago, we actually paid for it in full already. So the trip itself has actually already been paid for. So if we did cancel it, we would lose out on all of that money. So I think that's kind of it in terms of like 2024. Like I say, 2025, I would like to do more UK theme park trips. I'd like to get to Alton Towers and Thorpe Park and Pleasure Beach, if not a new park that we've never been to before. Like, I've never actually been to Chessington. I'd like to go to Chessington. I think I said this last year. There's a lot of stuff that, like, we've done a lot this year, but at the same time, some stuff has had to be put on hold or cancelled or whatever because of the circumstances. So I just want everyone to be healthy and happy. I want my husband's job to be safe. I want to have like that financial security again. I think it's always good to do these kind of videos where you just reflect on things, you take a step back for a moment and just sit and you think about what you've gone through for the year and what your hopes are for the next year. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.